This is ArtsAlive. I'm Lynda Philippi. My guest is Joe Silva. He's directing a play at Gallery called Silvia. So we're going to hear all about that right now. Welcome.
Hi. Hi, Lynda. Good to see you again.
It's good to see you too. Happy New Year.
Well, same to you.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Thanks. Yeah, so anyway, this play is going to be something a little different for Gallery, I think.
Yes, it is.
Especially coming off of the more traditional holiday season where it's usually the big rah-rah musical or some other sort of big family type of thing. And then January we kind of get into something a little edgier maybe?
Yeah, well, Silvia is kind of a different show for any theater. It's such an unusual concept. Silvia, the title character, is a dog played by a human, and it's very situational. It's really not about the dog. The dog has so much energy, and you think it's a show about a dog. It's really a show about a couple and a marriage. And we learned pretty quickly that the marriage has been kind of drifting. It might be in trouble. They're empty nesters. They've just moved in different places and times in their lives. Where the husband, Greg, who's played by Aaron Morrow, is very dissatisfied with his lot in life. He's very unhappy with his job. They've had this recent move to a New York apartment, and we're not sure that he's too thrilled about that. It was all driven by his wife, Kate, who recently has gotten her master's degree after the kids have left. And her career has taken off just as he's very dissatisfied with his own career. So we see, again, quickly that the marriage is in trouble. And then he finds a dog in the park and brings it home. And I'm sure many people know about how a dog can conquer, divide and conquer a marriage. And that's what happens. It just creates this huge tension at home in a very funny way. So I mean, it's a hilarious show, but it's also very sweet because it's about this marriage and can it be saved? Should it be saved? So yeah, it's edgy. I'm not sure edgy. It's very funny, but it gets into these topics sort of obliquely, and before long, between your laughter, you're kind of wondering what's going to happen with this couple.
Are you a dog owner yourself?
I've been in this situation, and I was an unhappy dog owner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I really am not except for one stint way long time ago. I've never really had a dog, but we recently spent a week at my brother's, and they have two. And what was, I think, the most amazing was watching my father interact with this little dog. And you know, I'd never have a dog. Oh, I'd never have a dog. And every 2 seconds it was, Bandit, Bandit, come on, Bandit. Oh, look at him, and talking about the dog, and petting the dog, and playing with the dog. And I thought, you know, it really is incredible how, especially for somebody if they're, you know, older or, you know, maybe a little bit lonely, how much a dog really does bring to somebody's life.
Oh, that's very true. You know? And I said I was an unhappy dog owner. Well, I had the wrong dog. We had a dog that was very aggressive towards other people, so it just created a situation all the time. Otherwise, I love dogs. Yeah,
and I mean, people have dogs for different reasons too. You know, a found dog in the park, of course, is one thing, but I think sometimes people want protection, and sometimes people want companionship, and sometimes people want, you know, whatever it's going to be. But it's really true, maybe more so than probably any other animal I can think of. A dog really is kind of, it comes in and it's kind of in your face, and you've got to, you know, deal with this dog. It's definitely a dynamic.
We have a very hilarious character in this show named Tom, who owns another dog, and he sees Greg in the park. And as funny as Tom is, he gets into a lot about the nature of the relationship between a dog and its owner. And it gets, I don't want to say deep because it's not really a deep moment, but it gets you to thinking, what is the proper relationship between the owner and the dog?
Okay, so who plays the wife? Who's Kate?
Juliana Gibbons, a very fine actress from Salem. She's a theater and drama teacher.
Oh wow! Okay.
And she was in a show with me earlier in the year, Crimes of the Heart, and did a spectacular job. And she's just the role of Kate, the wife, is an extraordinarily difficult role to play because she needs to be sympathetic at the same time she's the antagonist. And so as she's driving sort of the negativity in the show, we still have to love her. And Juliana pulls it off just beautifully.
So you've got Kate, and you've got Greg, and you've got Tom, and you've got Silvia.
Yep, and there's a couple more surprise characters.
A couple of surprise characters. So essentially it's a pretty small cast.
Yes, it is.
Which works well in the Arena Theater.
Yes.
And I've heard fabulous and seen fabulous things about the set.
Oh,
already.
This
Yes.
set, I just have to mention Carolyn McCloskey has put her heart and soul into the set, and wait till you see it. It's just beautiful. It's a beautiful set.
It really is. It really kind of conveys that sort of New York apartment kind of thing with the skyline in the background.
Yes.
And yeah, it looks really good.
Yes, and I should mention the skyline was loaned to us by Mask and Mirror Productions.
Okay.
And Pat Romans out there was very kind to lend that to us, and it barely fit into my SUV.
Smaller skyline.
Yeah, I was driving with this skyline right next to my head.
I love it. Okay, well I guess that's life in community theater, right?
Yes, you do what you need to do, and we help each other. Gallery's right in the middle of OCTA, the Oregon Community Theater Association.
Oh, right.
And it's very nice that theaters help each other in that way.
Yeah, and for you, especially with this play, I guess, the challenge of trying to do rehearsals through holidays and, that whole thing kind of pulling people in, and you said you're ahead of schedule on.
Yeah, we're doing very well. And we kind of scheduled it that way. I knew we'd run into holidays. Last year, so many theaters got snowed out and had to cancel performances and rehearsals and things like that. So I factored that in. And it's such a strong cast. They're all so professional. I mentioned the character Tom. That's played by Gallery's own David Bates.
Oh gosh.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I knew that. Okay, he's going to be fabulous.
Yes, and the title character, the dog Silvia, is played so intelligently by Jillian Chung, who's also from Salem. So part of the challenge has been the commute, because I come from Monmouth. We have two people from Salem. Aaron is from Beaverton, and David's got the easy commute.
Wow. It's like, okay, you turn on the lights and make the coffee.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
Wow. Okay. Well, so there are all those logistical challenges, and we'll cross our finger for weather, but so far it looks pretty good.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
Not like last year.
No, it's much warmer and nicer. No big ice storms or whatever. So what's been the most surprising thing about pulling this cast together?
Really no surprises. I will say that the cast has, if I may use the word, has bonded beautifully. It's really a family atmosphere on the set.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Everybody has their thoughts about the show, and they're very willing to say what they think and to contribute their creativity, which is something I really adore about a cast. I always think that 5 or 6 heads are better than one. And so they're easy to listen to and accommodate, and they listen to and accommodate each other in a very beautiful way. You're going to see more than a cast in this show. You're going to see a family at work together.
So you've worked with the Kate character, you said, that you were going to play with her.
Yeah, Juliana Gibbons, yes.
Okay, and what about the other actors? Have you worked with them in plays or worked with them before?
No, I've seen Erin Morrow
Okay.
in other shows, and I've seen Jillian in other shows. I had never met David before. So it was sort of a serendipitous
Oh, I love it. Okay, just who shows up for?
coming together. Yeah, who
auditions?
shows up. Well, in David's case, he during auditions, we were thinking, I'm not sure we had quite the right men. And Walt made a call, and David was at home taking care of his son, and 15 minutes later found himself in an audition and got the part. And after having sat out the last 5 years, he's suddenly in a show again.
That's great, though.
Yes.
Because he really, I think it's going to be wonderful, and it'll be nice because people haven't seen him in a while. So it's like, oh, yeah.
Yes. And he tells me that I guess he's done 17 shows out at Gallery, and he tells me he does drama. He does the serious stuff. And this is going to be a whole other deal for him.
Yeah, he was pretty regular for a while before the child was born, I think, yeah.
Well, he's got his priorities right.
Sure, of course, yeah. So that's, yeah, wow. Well, that's nice then.
I think we should probably say the show's running January 16th through February 7. There are matinees on Sundays. and
Curtain at 7:30?
Curtain at 7:30. Thank you. You know more than I do about it. And I do hope that people will come out and see the show. It's just such a wonderful cast. It's such a funny show, and yet it's really a sweet show.
Yeah, I mean, from everything that I've heard about it and sort of talking to different people, I think, yeah, there seems to be a lot of positive energy around this show. And, you know, also, I guess I'd say around you as a director. And
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, that's
Thank you.
nice, yeah. Because people, you know, every theater's got people who come in, that, you know, the guest directors, and then there's more of the, you know, you don't want to say old faithfuls, but the core group.
No, sure, I understand. But I have to say that I'm so grateful for the welcome I've received at Gallery.
Yeah.
They pulled out all the stops for me. Carolyn McCloskey, you know, she's there building the set, painting, looking for props, and helping with costume. And they put out the A-team for me. I have the Osterhouts doing tech and costuming, and I mean, I could just name the whole crew for you, and they're all just in there pitching in, making sure that my first experience at Gallery is just goes very smoothly, and it's just been wonderful. We have so much fun.
That's the main thing. I mean, it's got to be fun because it's all volunteers, so right?
Well, I think so. I think community theater is 2 words, and the first word is the more important. My goal is that anybody who's participated in the show with me, that they walk away feeling they've contributed something toward their art, and that they're glad they did it, and that they want to come back.
So, looking past this show a little bit, even though it runs through February, what are you thinking about might come up next for you?
I've proposed for a couple other shows at some other theaters.
Oh, okay.
I'm very hopeful on a couple. And when the show's over, I'm going to take a break. I've either been acting or directing for 2 years straight.
Really?
And so I'm going to take a break, and I've got a few plays that are kind of far along I'd like to finish off. We talked last time, I'm a writer, and I have 3 done and three more almost done, and a bunch of more ideas, and so I want to get back to writing.
Yeah, it's hard to, I mean, it's hard to shift gears when you're right in the middle of producing and directing and acting. You kind of have to put that aside to go back into your hermit.
Yes. Yeah, and especially me, because I have to have my coffee, and I have to sit down and think about it. I need a long run up before I actually before the writing actually begins, and then it starts to pour out. But if I don't have a big block of time, writing's difficult for me. But you squirrel me away somewhere for a good long while, then it starts to pour out.
Yeah, sometimes it's pent up because you haven't had the time to do it, and then you're just anxious, right?
Yeah. And like I said, it takes a while to make the coffee and get settled in.
Yeah. All right, so let's recap because we're almost out of time here. So it's going to be January 16th through February
7.
And Friday, Saturday night performances at 7:30, Sundays at 3.
I believe that's right, yes.
Yes. And tickets available at the theater or online.
Correct.
gallerytheater.org. So, yeah, I guess that's about all there is to be said, except come out and see it, right?
Not much more to say except to come out and see it. You'll be really glad you came out.
Well, thank you very much, Joe, for coming today, and I wish you all the success with the play.
It's always so good to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you.